Happy Sunday, happy March 11th, everyone. This is Brandi coming back to you with True Love Heals. And I'm doing a collective reading for the collective for both those that are embodying the feminine or the masculine energies. Although I do believe we are at a space where we're mirroring one another. So I'm going to do a new moon reading. We've got a new moon coming up on March the 17th and the 18th. It's in the sign of watery Pisces, which is going to be about emotions and some things, maybe illusions or things coming, realizations or truths coming to the forefront, psychic abilities. And so let's just get started. So I want to do an overall energy reading. I'm going to start with my energy oracle cards for the overall energy. What are the overall energies that both the masculine and the feminine are dealing with in the next couple of weeks? If you want to book me for a private reading, please email me at the link below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you wish to donate, you can donate at my PayPal link at the link below. I appreciate all donations. I know for me, in this space and time, it's a time of recovery and a large part of healing. I'm embodying the feminine aspect and being more settled in my feminine energy, as with some of the readings that I've done with individuals this month. It's been the same for a lot of women as far as being more in their feminine energy, maybe because they've been doing things more in the masculine energy. So let's see what the angels and our guides have to say about the combined energies, what we can expect with this new moon. We got the sun. And I believe it's in reverse. That might be it for us. So the overall energy is the number one sun card in reverse, which is about new beginnings. And this sun card is similar to that of the traditional tarot, but a little bit different. If you look at her, it's a spiritual card. She's basking in the light of the sun. There's solar plexus energy. There's also healing energy. So there's new energy. There's strengthening your power and accessing your power. There is resting in your feminine aspect for both the masculine and the feminine. So that means allowing things to happen and not using that forceful energy of the masculine so much. And really like being in nature and releasing the old, embracing the new beginnings. And I see detoxing. I hear detoxing. So let's look at what that one says in the reverse. A creative project may be blocked at this time, or you could be feeling your own creativity being stifled in some way. These challenges could be imposed from outer sources, or they could actually be coming from within. Are you standing in your own way, stopping self-expression out of fear or self-doubt? If so, it's time to let go of fear and be willing to take a risk. The sun reverse can also indicate a period of time when you find yourself living in darkness of confusion, lack of direction, or even depression. Reclaim your power and take back emotional control of your life. Stop focusing on the clouds like the sun The light of your soul shines no matter what difficulty or darkness may be clouding the horizon. Your power and light are always present, able to bring healing and renewal through strong, self-directed choices in any such situation. So let go of the doubt. Let go of your creativity. Come forth and know that you deserve to shine. So there may be some blocks that I feel are coming from within, both the feminine and the masculine, because you're mirroring each other. And it's really about fear. There's some things that you all may be attached to, you're holding on to. Past hurts that you're healing from. What was I going to say? And fear, past fear. So let's use our goddess guidance cards to see the energy of the goddesses that can help in this period of releasing. And I get that you all should be focusing not so much on the desired outcome, not that you shouldn't have a goal in mind, but you've been so focused on the outcome that you're not, I keep saying that, you're not focused on the here and now and enjoying the moment, because it is in the now that we create the future. So to have that beautiful beginning and that beautiful future, you need to focus on the lesson at hand now. Okay, I'm going to use these and another pair of cards. So you know what? Let's see what the feminine is worth, what energy she's working with. Let's do that. She's working with Bridget, don't back down, but it's in the reverse. And Easy does it in the reverse, which is confirmation. So Bridget is a powerful figure, but within the reverse, meaning she should use more of her feminine power, which is the allowing, not that forceful energy. Doesn't mean you're going to lose sight of what you desire. Let's see what the masculine, what energies are the masculine working with in regards to this new sun energy. And he's working with Medicine Woman. You are a channel for divine healing power. So right now, the masculine may be doing some healing. Maybe he's coming. Maybe you all have seen men in your life being more supportive of you, which is going to heal that old wound of abandonment and feeling of not being supported. And also, this makes the masculine more strong in his manifestation powers at this time. And he's operating in his divine call to help heal the feminine. It's kind of like the tables are turning. It's kind of like reciprocity, whereas the feminine was doing a lot of work in the beginning. Is there anything else? Maybe nothing else for the masculine? Okay, receptivity and fertility. So it's kind of like reciprocity. The feminine was doing a lot of work where she was loving, giving a lot of love physically and emotionally and spiritually toward the masculine, showing him compassion and love. And now it's his turn to show her compassion and love by embodying his divine gift of healing towards her. And in that, he's going to be receptive. He's also in the space of allowing. It says, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. And fertility is the perfect time for you to start new projects, assess new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So it's time for the masculine to start looking at some of his goals in the physical world, whether it has to do with work, what he wants his family life to look like, and know that this is a fertile period. We're like a couple of weeks ago, I told my daughter that I was nesting, And she's like, you're not pregnant. And I'm like, I know, but I'm pregnant with my new fabulous life. So in this period, you are creating, and it's close to harvest time or birthing time. And for some of you all, harvest time has already come. You're in that space of harvest. But for those of you all who are on the brink of it, this message is for you. So I want to look at, I'm going to use my tarot cards. I'm going to look at the feminine a little more detailed, and what issues she's working on besides that of being in her, I didn't talk about being in her feminine space. And Easy does it. It says, there is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. So sometimes we are in a little bit of a rush to get to the goal, but everything happens in divine right timing. And I know you all are tired of hearing that. I know it. But it's really time to rest, because as we're creating this strong foundation, because the old foundation has been destroyed and torn down, as you're creating this strong foundation for this beautiful life, it needs to be healthy, and it takes time, and there's certain things that have to fall into place before you can move forward. And you don't want those things not to be there. You want that strong foundation to be there, so that it'll be long-lasting happiness and joy and peace. So let's look at what women are dealing with, what these feminine are dealing with. I might go back and talk about the energies with the goddess cards. And you'll see, I probably will, after I pull these cards. Just to give you a little more insight. Queen of Pentacles. So that's what the feminine is working on becoming. Is there any more? Which makes a lot of sense. The Queen of Pentacles is about like the feminine energy of home and earth, and I really feel like there are a lot of changes going on in the home. All of a sudden I got really hot, like it was really heated, and it reminded me of Hesta, the goddess Hesta, which is the goddess of like home and earth and passion. And that's what that Queen of Pentacles energy is all about. One of the most feminine archetypes of court cards. Okay, the Magician. Let's do the masculine. The masculine has got the Death card. Awesome. Is there anything else, Spirit? Do one more. And the Seven of Pentacles. Overall energy. It's the Two of Wands, which is, again, balancing. So you all are really, this is alchemy, a period of alchemy. Mixing and matching and balancing and seeing what works and what doesn't. And I feel that both parties are in the space of figuring out what they really want. Learning lessons from the past. A space of going over all the things that have happened within the past year and reflecting on the lessons that they entail and having new insights and seeing things from a higher perspective. And there's a lot of forgiveness and acceptance that's going on both sides. So, before we look at this Queen and the Magician, let's go back to Bridget. Don't back down. I want to read the book. Ooh. I do my goddess, guys. Look. Okay, let's see what Bridget has to say. So, message from Bridget. First, be clear about your intentions. If you're unclear, then confusion will lessen your power and force. Like a candle in the dark, be very clear and bright in what is acceptable to you in this situation. Make no mistake. I will guide and protect you, and yet think of the unparalleled rise in your own viewpoint if you are to stand up for yourself and speak up about your needs and your deepest truth. Now is the time to touch your power, for its heat and flame will ignite your passion, which will propel you forward in countless ways. Even in the face of fear, you can still stand up for your ideals and your truth. Be unwavering and make your stand today. So I feel like a lot of the feminine in the past were ignoring their needs or their emotions, and now they're in a space where they're feeling all of their emotions and knowing what is and what isn't okay with them. And that is the same for the masculine, maybe in a different way, because we're mirroring one another. And this is going to ignite that passion within you, and there should be some probably sacral chakra activation going on, things surrounding creativity and sexual energy. So this calls for you to be assertive. Don't worry about what others think. Trust that your actions will work out fine. Speak your truth, stick to your opinions, and put your foot down, but in a feminine way, using the power of allowing and not forceful energy. You can be soft. You can still speak your truth, and you don't have to worry about, it's embodying a space, an energy of knowing that you don't have to fight anymore. Just being assertive and speaking your truth instead of always having to have this warrior. Not that we aren't spiritual warriors, but you don't have to fight the way you used to. So things are balancing out where the feminine isn't in a space where she has to fight as hard as she used to, using those masculine aspects of her identity. And let's read about Bridget. Is the Celtic triple goddess, which means that she represents three aspects of woman: the young virgin, the nurturing, loving mother, and the crone, sage, wise woman. Bridget is a fiery goddess who tirelessly protects those who call upon her, and she's a feminine counterpart to Archangel Michael's warrior energy. So she's the feminine aspect of that, which is confirmation. Bridget's temple is in Kildare, Ireland. She's celebrated worldwide on February 1st, the ancient sacred day called Imbolc, which marks the beginning of springtime and increasing daylight, which is apropos for this time and space. Okay, let's read the second one. Una, easy does it. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. So rest and peacefulness. Let's look at what she has to say. For the feminine, message from Una Nurturing a cause or a relationship is a long-term commitment and one that can't be rushed. This level of devotion comes from a place of deep loving and concern. I care what happens to my planet and to my loved ones so much that I'm willing to stick with them through thick and thin. This isn't always easy, but to me it's the only way to ensure that matters are resolved and healed. I listen to the passionate stirrings of my heart. I reach out and take action to let my loved ones know that I deeply care about them. I take action to spur on my pet causes. Never mind what other people think. You will benefit by carrying through with your priorities. You'll feel so good about yourself if you make time for the relationship and projects that truly count in your heart. Do what's important to you and do it with absolute devotion. But remember that there's no competition for your true life's purpose. So there's no need to worry, hurry, or feel that you have to force things to happen. So that was another confirmation. Don't worry about your purpose or your goals. Make no sudden moves. Slow, steady progress is best right now. Ease into your new life instead of rushing into it. Do your new work as a part-time venture to begin with while slowly exiting your old career. And Una, the Celtic goddess, is married to Fionn-Bar, the leader of the Irish Tuatha De Dananns. Una and her clan were some of the original inhabitants of Ireland. When the Gaels invaded their land, the Tuathas didn't run or fight back. Instead, they transformed themselves into leprechauns. Their ingenious solution allowed them to stay in Ireland in peace. Call upon Una for help with your own transitions, and she'll guide you in creative and magical ways. So one of the principles for the feminine is to use her godly wisdom and be creative to create solutions without force. All right. Okay. We're going to do the entire one for the feminine first, and then we're going to do, I'm going to do a healing card. We'll see. Maybe for both the feminine and the masculine, or maybe just the masculine. So for the feminine, we have the Queen of Pentacles. She is the queen, baby. That's good. And see how she's holding on to that money. She got her coin. So the Queen of Pentacles is one of the most feminine archetypes in the tarot. And she represents like wisdom, very energetic influence of like motherhood, home, and hearth, which is similar to that of who was I feeling? Vesta. I was feeling Vesta. I'm sorry, Vesta. But it just falls in line with the previous cards that we pulled. So right now, the feminine is working on her home. She's creating that stable foundation for what kind of home life she wants. So it's very important to pay attention to your intentions. She's that motherly figure. She's very fertile right now, metaphorically and spiritually, and physically. So if you are looking to get pregnant, this is the optimal time for some of you all. But for all of you all, this is a time for setting your intentions, creating what you want to see in your life, knowing what you want, and speaking your truth. Being absolutely sure about your truth. Don't hold back anything. Then we have the Magician. And the Magician was in reverse. So right now you're very powerful. You're very powerful, psychic. And you're in a space of creating everything you want. And this Magician, he got a coin too. He's got pentacle. You see a pentacle back there in the background. So this could be good time for the feminine financially. Right now, some of you all may be stepping into your purpose or a new job that Spirit has lined up for you. That's going to go along with your new life. and money should be looking good for you right now. And if not, you need to rest and get yourself in a place, because the Spirit is handing you opportunities to create. Money is coming. If it's not already here, it is coming, and it's going to be in abundance. So it's very important for you to follow the guidance of the Spirit and rest and recuperate and focus on the now, so that you can be receptive to the opportunities that are coming your way, if they have not already. And a magician is about making use of your power and thinking about how it's going to affect everybody in the situation. So you are the one that's creating. And I know that you got 3 cards in the reverse, so I feel like the feminine may be tired because they've been on the journey for a long time, and you're exhausted, and you're starting to doubt. But don't doubt, because you're almost there. You're right there. So don't doubt, and just look back at all the ways that God has brought you through many things in the past. Look to the synchronicities, because they're happening all around you, to remind you that God is still there, and you will have your heart's truest desires. All those things are happening right now in this space that may look different from what you had anticipated. Just be receptive to what Spirit has for you, because Spirit has for you something that is better than you could ever think or imagine. So I want to go into the masculine, because they're also working with their feminine and embracing their feminine energy, which is why I use the guidance cards for them also. So their first card, hold on, let's find it. Their first card is Ishel, Medicine Woman. You are a channel for divine healing and power. Commanding power is not the same as demanding it. Demanding comes from a childlike place akin to a tantrum based upon the fear that it might be withheld. Commanding is based upon the sure and steady knowledge that you are part of the Great Spirit's grace and wisdom. You're a lightning rod that can conduct the power. Simply connecting to the power through unyielding clarity of your thought process. Don't waver for a moment in your sure and steady decision to be a conduit of the power that already resides within you. Connect to the even bigger source and allow it to amplify your natural power. In this way, you're a steady connector of the infinite from the infinite and to the infinite. In other words, it's all Spirit around you, through you, and to whomever you're healing. So in the past, the masculine was unbalanced and only using the masculine part of his essence and being forceful. And that comes from a place of, like this card said, immaturity. So when you're mature, you understand that power doesn't have to be forceful. Real power isn't. And so I feel like the masculines are settling into their feminine aspect and learning how to operate within their power as it relates to the feminine, and that of allowing and receptivity. Okay. Your current changes are for the best. Keep your thoughts positive, as they're very powerful. What appears to be a loss is really the beginning of a happy new phase. Let the past go. It's time to move on. So a lot of masculine may have lost something. Could be a relationship, could be a job, could be both, could be family relationships or friendships or romantic relationships or a karmic relationship. I don't like to say karmic, or a teaching relationship. I'd rather use that instead, because just because they're a karmic relationship doesn't mean that it's going to be exactly the way a lot of people have specified that karmic relationships have to go. Everything is fluid. Nothing is final like that. But so right now, with him being able to move into his feminine energy, it helps the feminine to heal, because it gives her a chance to rest. So he can be active in his feminine and she can rest in her feminine energy. And there's that balance again. So the other card that I pulled, there are two. The masculine have three cards. This one is, and that reminds me of creation. So he's also in his space of creating. So he's got Hathor. Let's find what she has to say. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. You have a maternal side to you that naturally cares for those in need. Yet this must be balanced with receptivity or the flow is blocked. Receiving is the essence of feminine energy, and it means allowing yourself to receive with grace and gratitude. If you feel guilty when asking others for help, or if you feel bad about receiving gifts, then you block your feminine energy. Your receptivity is just as natural as your nurturing, giving energy. Receptivity allows you to better hear the voices of the angels. When you receive, you have more resources to give to others. Begin by noticing the hundreds of gifts you receive each day, whether it's seeing beauty in nature, witnessing a touching human moment, or being hugged by a loved one. Simply say thank you for each gift and know that they're filling up your storehouse, keeping the divine flow going strong. Again, so the masculine is also receiving. And I feel like both the feminine and masculine at this time are going back and forth at a steady pace, faster than before, of giving and receiving, back and forth between each other. And you're going to see it reflected within your relationships at home, your family relation, your extended family, and your friendships. And some of your friendships you may be distancing yourself from those that no longer resonate with you, and those that are resonating with you. You're going to have this good balance of masculine and feminine energy flowing back and forth, which is how we're supposed to be. So let's look at the last card, fertility, which is Ostara. Look at Ostara. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. Message from Ostara. Springtime is any time when the light increases within your mind and entire system. If you feel dark, heavy, or depressed, then you can lighten up by fueling yourself with positive intentions, nutritious foods, and anything that sparks your feelings of love. Surround yourself with beautiful flowers, brighten the colors in your wardrobe and home, and draw back the curtains to let your natural light. You can paint a sunnier outlook within yourself, which will give